So I know my Egyptian people, right? We are some of the most welcoming and social people on this planet.
Welcome to the Broke Auntie channel. I'm Asanda, and yes, I am broke. Okay, so this video is actually longer because it's not her video, the Egyptian girl. It's another girl's video, and that's the part that I want to talk about. But first, before we move past this, I just want to know, race wise, like if anybody knows, like, can you let me know, is Egyptian a race or a nationality? I'm gonna make an example. My nationality is South African, but that's not a race. Like, that doesn't determine my race. I actually am African. So I want to know, like, when it comes to Egyptian, is that also like a nationality? Because in South Africa, if you say you're South African, it means every race on this planet, literally. Okay, moving on to the next video.
Black racist. There are a lot of black people who are racist that nobody is talking about. I have visited and I have lived in Egypt, and you can see that my shade is almost the last shade. And I never experienced racism. It was all love. So if you're experiencing racism most of the time, every time you travel around the world as a black person, you need to check yourself. Many times you need to check yourself. I come on TikTok many times, it's always black people complaining about this country, don't go there, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. All bullshit. If you're watching this video and you want to visit Egypt, please go. Every time, what I notice about my fellow black people, black ladies, when they travel, is that they want to be pampered, they want to be carried, like they want the citizen of that country to worship them. It's not gonna happen.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. But you know, when somebody says a certain thing and then goes on to say other things that are just like ridiculous, and then because they said something that is of truth, with an element of truth, now everything else is taken in that kind of coating. It's like coating bullshit with candy or chocolate or whatever. In every single race, there are people who are racist, and that includes black people. Now, because black people are the group that's highly likely to experience racism from any race, it is easy for black people to play victim. Okay, or to in any situation for others to assume that when the black person is crying racism, they actually did experience racism because of it being highly likely that a black person will experience racism when interacting with other races. Now, that doesn't mean that other races are always racist towards black people. Okay, secondly, this girl. Black people complaining about racism. Oh my God. Like, please don't guilt trip black people from complaining. Okay, when it comes to racism, allow black people to complain about racism. Okay, it serves nobody any good. Well, it serves no black person, including you, for black people to not complain about racism. Now, I have not traveled, so I cannot speak from the point of view of a traveler. So if she's saying she's met a lot of black girls who want to be treated in a certain way and want to be worshipped when they are in other countries, I'm not going to dispute that. But I'm shocked, right? I'm shocked. I'm shocked that black women, because I know a lot of black women that would come maybe from my country, maybe from Southern Africa, would want that kind of treatment when they are in other countries. Because black people, as I know them, they are the kind of a group that is always sort of like humblified to a point where even I'm annoyed by the culture. I like, seriously. So I kind of find it odd. But then again, we look at who travels the most when it comes to women. It is women who are funded by men, I'm assuming, allegedly, right? Women who are traveling on these random guys' expenses. Because I really truly highly doubt that the girls who are self-funding their trips or traveling with their family members, who the families that are funding the trips, would want to be treated in any different from any other girl in that country that they've traveled to. I highly doubt that that would be a trend. So don't judge us by some random slay queens that you're meeting, okay? Don't you dare. Don't you dare. And especially, I will speak for my girls from South Africa. I will tell you right now, hard-working girls who fund their lives would not behave in that way. So don't sample out a bunch of girls and say black people. Most black people who say they've experienced racism when traveling to other countries need to check themselves. That is a very dangerous statement. You are actually saying that most black people who are complaining about racism are lying or are in the wrong in that situation, and they hide behind racism. And I'm like, no, girl, hell no. I will not accept that statement at all. I don't care if a black person is saying it. I refuse to accept that statement. Having lived in my country, and I'm going to tell you this, I have lived in places where there's specific large numbers of that's a certain race, right? I've lived in very white community. I've lived in a very colored community. I've lived in a very Indian community. Not very long though with the Indian community. I've lived in a very black community. And I will tell you one thing, okay? What I've learned is that there is no such thing as overreacting when it comes to racism. Okay, black people are experiencing, whether it is on a minor scale, medium scale, or a large scale, black people are constantly subjected to racism. Like, you just have to breathe as a black person to experience racism. And I'm very happy for you that you don't experience that. Now, I can't speak for Egypt because I've never been to Egypt. I can speak about whether they are racist or not. Really, I've never really met any Egyptians, and I wouldn't know because I don't even know what Egyptian means, okay? I only know that Egypt is a country. I don't know what Egyptian means. So, excuse me on that part. We're already being gaslighted, and we're told that we are overreacting or imagining the racism we keep complaining about. And you come here with your dark skin and you endorse that.